Okay, this is Donald, and you said something about an issue with the material. Normally, if there's anything with the material, I would say, um, oh, jeez, this is bad. You didn't delete history before you bound this thing. If there's an issue with material, it's good to send me an archive scene file. You just do file archive scene, and that'll create a zip file and send that, so I can actually see the textures on there because the textures aren't embedded in the my file. But let's see if we can figure that out nonetheless. Um, so Lambert 5 is on the ankle, and let's do right mouse click, select objects with material, and see if there's any other objects with that. No? Alright, I don't know. I really would need you to uh, send an archive scene file to be able to troubleshoot that because that sounded weird. So everything's going to work sort of slowly because of all this history on there. Every bit you move it, it has to kind of recalculate all of that, and that is a big problem. But what you can try, and sometimes this messes things up, is delete all by type non-deformer history, which should delete all the history that is not part of the skin. That's not a good sign. Let's give it a minute. Yep. So, yeah, we can try doing it one surface at a time. Um, but really you need to delete history before you bind the surface. Which means, yeah. Now it is possible to export your skin weights, um, then delete history, then bind it, then put those weights back on. So I might do that, but before I do that, I would like to see if I can so let's just try it with one object. Edit, delete by type, non-deformer history. Okay, it just lost its material, interestingly. That's strange. And most of the history is still on there. Okay, so let's go back and reopen this again. So in this case, if you want to save your work of your binding that you've done, if you've done any skinning, any weight painting, it's not that good anyway. Um, yeah, it's not really working that well anyway, so I might just check it all. So let's delete all by type history, and see now there's no history listed in these. And then, oops, yeah, like here or here, like those surfaces. Concerns me slightly, those are combined. Okay, so now we've deleted history, and let's jump into advanced skeleton. And a bit wider than it needs to be. Select form joints. Well, actually, I can select all surfaces first if I want. I'll just turn all objects off, turn on surfaces, select all these surfaces, shift select this deform joints, and then set smooth bind options, selected joints. Let's try geodesic voxel and see how we do. Give it a couple minutes. Okay, and oh, Interesting. Did the same problem. Surprised. How about the hands? Since we're getting the same poor results, I would like to see if we delete all by type history and select these surfaces and select the deformed point, set smooth bind options. Let's see if heat map does a better job or if it works at all. Nope. Let's try. Okay, it doesn't like the shoe, doesn't like the hand, like the other shoe. And oh, it's trying to do the heat map on the other stuff. Wow. And it doesn't like the ankle. Ankle. Such a simple surface. And it doesn't like this shirt. Okay. I imagine there's some geometry problems riddled throughout the character. Wow, everything. Everything failed. Aha, it's just a sphere. I don't know. So that was a complete failure. Oh, the pants work. Great. Let's try cleaning up the surfaces. So sure. Let's try mesh cleanup and the usual options: lamina, non-manifold, edges 0 length, faces 0 geometry area, and G, just for repeating the previous thing. I can see it making little changes. And just to kind of speed up testing this, okay, let's just delete all by type history again. Sure, we don't have any history in there. And then let's try this again. In fact, what I'm going to do is let's just try it on the hand just so we don't have to sit around waiting for that, because that took a long time. Oh, it didn't give an error. That's a good sign. Ah! Terrible. Okay. And let's just try doing everything again now that the let's try geodesic voxel again. Now that the surfaces have been cleaned up, maybe this will work better. This will take a couple minutes. It wasn't so bad. Alright. Oops. Back on. Oh. Sort of less terrible. Not really. About the same. And that issue. So for the feet, okay, so we're gonna let's delete the history off of these. Alt Shift D. Let's go into this foot and open the outliner and do star foot star. And under the should be foot skeleton. Not under the deformation system. We'll want this is the left, so Ankle, toe. Oh, there's no foot. That's why. Okay, it's ankle, toes, and toes end. Those are the ones we want. So let's grab this and just bind it to those joints. Skin, bind skin options. Make sure we just have selected joints. Okay. See how it does when we just do that one thing at a time. Okay, that's working. Let's try this and that. Okay, that's better. Let's repeat for this foot, and let's get the, where's the right toes? Okay, and apply that. Okay, and that seems good. Okay, now the hand, let's delete history and see if we just select the appropriate joints for the hand. So this is going to be the left hand. Again, under the deformation system in this rig, this is the right hand. Here's the left. We'll start with the wrist. Just choose all of these and select the surface and try that. See if that does any better. Okay, and ah! That's amazing. Amazingly terrible. I don't know why it's having such a hard time at this. Just deleted history again, and yeah, we need some of these elbow parts included. Just try that one more time. Oops. Just try that one more time with those other parts. I don't think that's really going to solve the problem. I don't know why it's having such a hard time with your hand. There must be some funny geometry thing in there that's really throwing it off. Yep. Okay, so let's delete history, Alt-Shift-D again, and let's try this one. Oops. Make sure I get my... Oh, that was fast. Yeah, actually that worked pretty darn well. Let's just go with that. Let's see if the individual fingers are working though without pulling on their neighbor. Oh, lucky us. Okay. And then we should be able to mirror that to the other side. Let's give it a shot. Otherwise, we'll just have to repeat that process. So skin, mirror skin weights. We're going from the positive side to the negative side across the YZ plane. Apply. And let's see if that worked. Yes. Yay. Okay. I'm probably going to have to redo this. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Might just take this, all this stuff, and right mouse click, paint, skin cluster weights, and I'm just gonna, just to kind of shortcut, I'm just gonna flood this to the head, star, head, replace with value of 1, flood, and then maybe go to the neck. And actually what I think I'll do is just select maybe this edge and that edge. Control F9 to convert to vertices, and let's flood those to the neck. Replace with a value of 1 flood, and then let's just smooth that a bit. Smooth, flood, flood, flood. Okay, and let's see how this is working now. Pretty good. How about the neck controls hidden in here, is it? Oh yeah, there it is. Component mode, select these, scale them up. Okay. I think this row at least is going to need to be 100% on that neck. Replace with a value of 1 flood. That doesn't look that much different. Something. I think part of the problem is maybe the neck doesn't go down far enough. But I'm wondering. Oh, maybe actually no. I think what we actually need to do is flood that to the chest, so that it stays put. Chest. Okay, and let's try that now. Yeah, that looks better. Great. Okay. Yeah, so let me save this in case you want the file. Save scene as Deltharp fix. Yeah, so a bunch of stuff to fix, but it's generally going pretty well. And next up is Cody. By the way, the pose is alright. I didn't get to see that in the my file. Fingers issues again. Eyes. Okay. Okay, let's maybe start with the stuff you pointed out. The fingers. Oh. They seem okay. What was the index and middle finger? I'm not really sure what you're trying to hammer. Well, hammer doesn't, it's not a cure-all for everything. But they seem okay to me. Yeah, I would just leave those as is. Okay, let's take a look at the eyes. They are indeed not doing anything. Boy, those dents. They're not bound at all, so. And it looks like there's no history on it, so we don't have to worry about deleting the history. So let's find the eye star. Eye star. It's not the motion system, it's deformation. Okay, R right. So this is right R eye, and let's select the eyeball. So IR under the deformation system. Skin doesn't really matter what we do as long as we have selected joints on. Apply, and let's kind of test that out. Okay, that seems fine. Just repeat for this eye. That will be the left. Apply. And both of these should be working now. Yeah, good. Okay. That's fine. Not sure. Maybe you weren't selecting the right joint. I don't know what went wrong there. Let's just kind of check out some other stuff on the character. That's moving pretty well. Like many others, you didn't pull out your neck control. Thought that's gone over in the video, but maybe it's not. I'm just noticing a lot of people didn't do that. Okay, not real happy about the colors movement with this. I might take the color and go into the paint weights tool. Let's unlock everything. Shift select to unlock, and let's take the neck. I'd certainly. Let's just flood this with 0. See what happens. Value of 0. Flood. 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 Okay. Yeah, I think that's better to not have it move with the head. Okay. This guy and this guy. Okay. And this is moving around okay. Yeah, good. I think, yeah, it seems, except for the eyes, that this is working quite well. Okay, next up we have Griffin. Okay, it looks like there's a bunch of weighting issues. So let's take a look at that. That's a concern. Where's your my file? Strange. Okay, well, we'll just open up the, I think you had also, for some reason your my file isn't showing up in that zip. I don't know what the deal is. But make sure your scenes are in your scenes directory. Let's download this. Okay. So let's try some of this stuff. I mean, we can fix that with weight painting, but I think it's easier to just do it again. So I'll just do select these two, and then do Alt-Shift-D to delete history, and then select this guy, and let's get the appropriate joints. Whoops, here. Deformation system, and I just shift click on that to open them all up, and so we want the left, so the left ankle, toes, and toes end, along with this. Skin, bind skin options, selected joints, it's probably fine. And let's see how that's working. It's looking good, okay, and then this one, and the right foot, which is here. Okay, and that's just a really quick and easy way to fix that. Let's check the shoulder. Yeah, that's moving some of his neck and head. So what I would say is select his head, and let's go into the paint weights tool. And no, yeah, and go, let's unlock everything. And let's just do star, shoulder, star. And it was his left shoulder that seemed to be... I sure don't see it, but it could be really anything on the hierarchy downwards, so... So what I would do is replace with a value of 0 flood, and then down arrow flood, 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 down arrow. Because we don't want any of these to affect any of the head or neck, because they're fingers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just hitting down arrow and then clicking with my mouse. Okay, let's see if that solved that. Okay, that's good. All right, and the head. That's moving pretty well. Neck. Oops. Cool. Elbow, fingers. Okay. Eyes working. Yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay. Oh yeah, so the neck and the fingers. Yeah, so I think those are just the two issues. I can save this just in case we want to file later. Yeah, those should be easy to fix. But overall, done a good job. Okay, next up is Tegan. Left leg. Okay, take a look. Okay, pose looks pretty good. Let's reset that. Okay, and start checking the hands and stuff. That looks good. Wrist is moving well. Shoulder, clavicle. A little funny on the color, but there's something. This is kind of big anyway. Mostly it's looking pretty okay though. What were the right hand? Okay, let's see if mirror is going to help us out. So I select this and this. Skin, mirror skin weights options. From positive to negative, which is checked across the YZ plane, mirror. And let's see if that helps. Yay! Alright, and move my character on my left leg. Looks okay to me. Oh, I see. Alright. That's fairly extreme, but I guess what I would say is that this row here, Control F9, we can try hammer. I think it's sort of optimistic that that would work. Skin, hammer, skin weights. Nope. So I guess what we're saying is it needs to move more with the knee, I think. Let's just grab this whole row and just unlock everything here. And let's do star, knee, star. This is the left knee. And yeah, you can see it's a different color than the rest of that. So let's just add 0.1 at a time. Add a value of 0.1, flood, flood. Yeah, pretty good. Maybe, can we undo that one? Yeah, it's one of the others. So maybe deselect some of these component mode, control select. Oops. Except for those back ones, and then maybe we can give some of that back to the ankle for those ones in the back. So ankle star, okay, and this is the left leg, and then let's add that back into the ankle. So add 0.1 flood. Yeah, good. Okay, that seems better. Anything else on this? Seems to all be working pretty well. Nice. Good. Yeah, I can't seem to find much of anything else wrong with this, so nice work. Next up is Megan. I want to keep checking the stream still working. Okay. Let's just kind of go. I'm running this thing through its paces. Seems to be working pretty well. All the controls so far seems to be working well. That's a good bind. Yeah, I can't seem to find anything wrong with it. Great. Yeah, I mean, really good. Maybe some colorness here. I might go into the paint weights. Let's unlock everything. And let's maybe not have it. Wait, that didn't unlock. There we go. Maybe let's just flood this with replace value 0, flood, 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 and now let's try that neck control. Yeah, I think I like that better without the neck affecting the color. nor the head for that matter. Okay. Yeah, great work. I don't really, I mean, except for that color thing, I don't really see anything wrong with it. Next up is Elias. Okay. Alright, let's just put him through his paces. Looking good. Nice. Looks good. Oh, got a little issue here. Got a little pull on that other foot. So yeah, what we could probably do is go into the paint weights. This is his left foot, so the right one shouldn't have any effect on it. So I might just do value of 0, replace, flood, 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 and then repeat the opposite here. So now the left shouldn't have any influence on this. Flood, flood. I'm a little concerned that it doesn't say toes, and let's see if this is working okay. Okay, it's no longer pulling on its neighbor. Is the roll working? Oh yeah, that's fine. Great. Okay. Easy fix. Okay. Yeah, this was looking good. I really can't find much wrong with it. Great work. Okay, next up is Malcolm. Oh, and yeah, the pose looks good as well. We didn't really look at that. We can look at that some more. Yeah, nice. Looks sort of like a yoga pose. Okay, Malcolm. Oops, not that. Doesn't seem to be in a project folder. That's not good. You should have your stuff in a project folder and your source images and your source images directory and your scenes file and your scenes directory. So you can see it didn't manage to link all the textures, or any of them. Okay, yeah, cool pose. Looks like pretty thoughtful. The feet are kind of floating above the ground, so that's one thing I might improve on. But and I would pose the hands as well. Okay, let's just put this guy through his paces. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, another one that's so far looking really good. Ooh, boy. Is that happening on the other side? Yep, sure is. Anything else going on with this sweater thing? So what would I do? I'm just trying to think of the easiest way to deal with that. Basically, you just don't want any of these fingers affecting that collar area. So what I'm going to do is go into the paint weights, unlock everything, and then so for the everything from here down, just replace with a value of 0 and flood. So I'm going to do down arrow, flood, down arrow, flood, down arrow, flood, down arrow. Okay, and let's do that for the left arm as well. Everything below the wrist, flood. Okay, and let's check that out. No. Ah! Why is it still doing that? What? Very surprised. I must have messed something up. Windows, General Editors, Component Editor. Yeah, there's all kinds of weights all over the place on this thing. Okay, let's go the other direction, and gonna grab a row here and shift period, which is the greater than symbol, and grow that. And let's weight all of these to the wrist. So that's gonna be left wrist, and replace with a value of 1, flood. And let's go short joints here so we can see what we're doing. Let's grab this row and elbow part 2, and let's flood that so you can see, and do this to here. It's already pretty well done. Okay. Let's see how we're doing now. Okay, I'm not really liking that, but should at least have gotten rid of this weird problem. What? Oh, that's the hand, not the not this. So at least it's fixed on the on the sweater. Maybe I can do a little smoothing on this. Like on this one, smooth, flood, smooth, flood. Let's see if that's better. Just ignore the wrist part of that. Oh, not much better. I think we'll have to repeat that with this. I'm just going to hide this for a moment. Okay. Control F9 to convert to vertices, and maybe these two rows will go to flood that to this one, replace with value of 1, flood, go down, and then let's grab maybe this and flood that to this one, and let's grab these ones near the wrist, just select one, shift double click its neighbor, and flood that to the wrist itself. And then let's try smoothing all this. I might leave that top one alone, but this one I'll smooth, flood. What? Why is the wrist? What happened there? I managed to flood to the wrong thing. Alright. Let's do it again. Oh good, that's already selected, so make sure that wrist is selected. Replace the value of 1, flood, okay. Object mode, paint tool, smooth, flood. Why is this? Let's just paint with replace value of 0. Don't know how that got on there. Okay. And maybe smooth again. Okay. And then let's Control Shift H to show this again. And how we doing now? Yeah, pretty good. And oh, by the way, this might have been the source of some of your problems. Your joints weren't lined up to begin with. So the proper thing to really do is go all the way back to the fifth skeleton, get these joints in the right place, and then move forward from there. But if you can, if you want to try to get away with this, see, it's never going to be that good because the joints aren't on the right. Oof, that looks like a mess. It's going to have a terrible time doing it. Yeah, honestly, I would go, on this case, they're far enough off, I would go back to the fit skeleton stage and get all those joints right in the middle of those fingers because, wait a minute, they are on this hand. That's really interesting. I wonder, let me try something here. I'm going to try deleting out this hand. And then I'm going to take this hand and unlock it. Right mouse click, unlock selected. And I'm just going to group it to itself so I can easily control it. So it's Control G to group to itself, and that puts a pivot point for the group in the center, Control D, and then scale -1 across the x-axis. Let's see, is that more lined up? It is. This might solve our finger problems. Okay, so that's what you're going to want to do with that. Somehow that hand got misaligned there. So now I'm going to go to the outliner and go under the deformation system, shift click on that. Let's get all those left, well, let's get everything from, let me make sure it's just a hand and not that group. Everything from, let's say, here down, and shift select this hand, and then bind skin, and let's just try the default with selected joints there. Let's see how that's working. Yeah, that's much better. So now I just need to, I managed to get some weight cell back on here again from the other thing, probably when I was doing that smoothing. Let's try zeroing them out again. I don't know. Value of 0. I'll start here and just replace with the value of 0, flood, down arrow, flood, down arrow. See if it's still doing that now. No. Okay, that worked. Alright, let's save this in case you want it. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember where else we were on this, but yeah, I think most of the other stuff is looking good. Is your little neck controller is lost in here. Let's get that out. Okay. maybe not have the collar affected by that. I mean, you can a little bit if you want. I tend to think it looks better without it. So that would be neck, replace the value of 0, flood, flood, flood. Yeah. Oh, you got some of the shirt. Same with this guy. Neck, flood, flood. The value 0. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, save that again. Alright, yeah, so a few things to fix on there, but otherwise looking pretty good. And finally we have Angela. Hopefully the stream is still working. It seems to be so. Okay. Yeah, really great pose. I love the kind of the knock-kneed thing here and the detail work on the hands and stuff. It's looking really good. Okay, let's just take a look at this. So I'm a bit concerned because there should be a control with 4 arrows here, and I'm not seeing that. Display, show all. Oh, okay, they were just hidden. All right. Not a big deal then. So that seems to be good. So no history in there. Good. Okay. And this. All right. Hands looking good. Can hide the joints. Wireframe unshaded so we can see that. Yeah, that's working great. Yeah, that looks good. Neck. Yeah, I mean, you can either have the collar moving with or not. I mean, in this case, it seems to be working pretty well, so I'm going to just leave that. That's looking good. Yeah, I can't seem to find any fault with this. I think you've done a really good job. Great. Yeah, this is really good. All right. Excellent work.